Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of The Pink Part. Happy Tuesday. You already know who it is, you guys. It's your girl, Miss Fifi the Plug. And I'm just happy to be here. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week thus far. And y'all enjoying the spring-like weather. Okay, so let's just get into it today, y'all. I have a very exciting show. I got my girl Nikki Nance, engineering. Hey, boo. How are you, Shook? She said she'd be amazing if she could just get a little volume going.
I'm
okay, now what you say?
Turn on the
what
right.
You say you had said? Look,
I said, "Hey, Fifi."
Really? Did you have to put the theme music back in there?
I did.
That's what's up. Oh shoot. So y'all, we have some guests in house, and we also have some that will be joining in. Well, one that will be joining in with us a little bit later to discuss our exciting topic. Let me give you that topic too for starts. Today is we're going to be talking about the importance of the male role in the family. So yeah, I think that that's going to be a little. Whew, I don't know, ladies. Don't beat me up because. I kind of be getting flack sometimes or whatever when I give my opinion on certain things. But yeah, we gonna be real because this is the Pink Part and we wide open and we just gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we talking about today. But I also have a special guest in house as well. So let's get him introduced and talked about it, whatever. So he don't got to be so silent over here. He can chime in and say what he wanted to say. So today we have the creator of the clothing line, The Gentleman. His name is Leandre, and he is here today with us. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes. Right. How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm feeling good. I'm happy.
That's what's up.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy you came. So the name of your clothing line is called The Gentleman.
Close. It's called The Gentleman Group.
The Gentleman Group. I'm sorry. Okay. You see what I'm saying? That's why you have them come on and say it themselves. So tell us a little bit about it and you.
Okay, so a little bit about it and me, really brief because I'm that type of person.
That's fine. So I got questions.
Let's do it. So the Gentleman Group more or less was inspired by the idea of helping the community to more or less, the word I wanted to use back then was something like elevate.
Okay.
I had a mission statement and everything. It was community-based. We started off on the mission. It's kind of like the first thing we set out to do. It was a success, but it wasn't a financial success.
Okay.
So after that, it kind of detoured us to a different route.
So when you say community-based, like what you mean? Like what were you doing at first?
Helping homelessness, doing what we could to help the people in the cold. It was during the winter time.
Okay.
And we did the best we could with that. I would do things like go to the homeless shelters, cut their hair for free. I partnered up with a couple of organizations. We went and fed them, had open discussion. So it was things like that to just kind of give them a voice if they didn't have one, give them things that they needed.
Right.
So again, it's still within that. So the Gentleman Group is about community, but it took a little turn, and we're going to get into that later.
Okay.
Wait, so you have homeless people wearing some of your clothes?
I'm so happy you asked me that. And yes, I do. Proudly.
That's what's up. So how long has your line been out?
We started in 2016 as a company, and it's not a clothing line. However, we have clothes.
What?
There it is.
Break that down.
That's
what the hell? What?
So as crazy as it sounds, it's not a clothing line.
Okay.
And the best way I can put it is I'm a barber. So that's one thing about me. I've been a barber 17 years plus.
Oh, that's what's up.
Professional barber.
You must have started when you was 8. You look like a baby.
I am a baby.
Hey, baby. Baby.
I started when I was 16.
Okay.
Before then, but I started professionally in a shop at 16.
Okay.
So the influence of a barber is what it is. If you know, you know. So a lot of people more or less looked up to the way that I was dressing, the way swag, I guess.
Right.
Back then, it was swag. So I guess it carried over into the clothes. So when I started making merch for the actual company, to brand the company, it more or less caught on in a way that people liked the way I was putting the color schemes together and different things like that. So it took on, kind of a path of its own.
Okay.
And I've just went with the flow on that. And that was 2016 going into 2017.
Okay. So it's more so a movement.
It's a movement that kind of moves itself. I mean, like
That's
I say,
so. Yeah. Okay.
I'm a God-fearing man, so I had a plan, but he took the plan and he kind of just,
Yeah.
he took the drive.
I mean, we never know if you let God do it, then
there we
ain't
go.
no telling which way you gonna be end up
For
going.
real, you're gonna do donuts because I've done donuts.
For real, but it's usually an exciting ride. That's what's up.
So yeah, that's more or less the influence of the clothing line is based in my Aries personality in such a way. But
You had to come on here talking about some Aries.
because we had a prior
No, just
discussion
playing.
and you were saying this and that, and I had to tap on. But no, I'm about collaboration.
Okay.
And I don't think it's a lot of that in Detroit.
Yeah.
And truth to be told, that's how the Gentleman Group actually kind of like started. Me as a barber, I seen the cosmetology field more or less competitive.
Right.
Only.
Yeah.
Even hair shows, it didn't matter. It's everyone's against something.
Yeah.
So I just set out to do a little something different, and that was in 2016.
To be more inclusive.
Yeah, so that we
Okay.
can kind of more or less. So briefly, we threw a bash. It was called the Beauty and Barber Bash. Me and two other guys. One's kind of like more or less like a co-founder. We talked about it and came up with the idea. Him and I was together. But again, we through the bash, zero competition. We had nice sponsorship. Andis Clippers sponsored us. Tito's Vodka sponsored us.
Oh wow.
And one other thing that I can't think of right now sponsored us.
Okay.
But it was a success on the networking aspect, but the financial was more like break even. So we did that, and it started from more or less wanting to kind of bring some community to the cosmetology industry.
Okay. That's dope. That's what's up. Yeah. So we're going to get back and touch on that or whatever. I was just informed that my next guest is also here as well. He'll be joining us via satellite. So I guess we ready? Okay. So without further ado, you guys, let us welcome Mr. Calvin Mann on to the show also. Calvin, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can. Hey,
Hey, what's up?
how's it going?
Good. Hold on.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
You can't drive like that. But yes, what's going on?
Nothing much. You good, sir?
Yes, sir. This is my first time in the
Yes,
pink
ma'am. I'm a ma'am.
part. Yes, ma'am. I say yes, sir a lot. I'm sorry.
You said it's your first time?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, welcome in the pink, sir. Look, welcome to the pink. Thank you so much for joining us. Today's top. Well, actually, can you just tell the people a little bit about who you are?
Well, actually, we just wrapping up our Emmy National Respect Day.
Mm-hmm.
We ended the session tonight with respecting men.
Wow.
I'm the president and founder of Encourage Me, I'm Young, and Good Fathers Only. And we put that work in. And, we make a difference as much as possible in the boy, men, husband, fathers category.
Right.
That's where we stay. That's what we do because we find that it's very important that we start recognizing that we both can be special.
Right.
And today was that respect day, so we started out with respecting women. Then we did respecting solutions on how we could be better toward each other, and then we ended with respecting men. So it was nice, it's impactful, and next year we're gonna get back out there and really put on the show with our respect day.
That is so dope because the subject today is the importance of the male role in the family. And I just think that my guest who's in studio also was talking, he was touching on that also, and he has a clothing line. I'm sorry, a movement. You said
that's cool. Either
what is
way
it
you
called?
say it. It's all that. It's a movement.
Yes, he has a movement also, and it's called the Gentleman
Group.
The Gentleman Group, and he is more so, he's about male empowerment and just overall family empowerment as well. So that's really dope, guys.
Okay. Male
So-
empowerment. I like both though.
Yeah. So Calvin, Leandre, Calvin.
Calvin, how you doing? Sorry about that, brother.
Yes.
problem.
So let's just jump right into it then, whatever, since I have both my guys here. Calvin, you go first and just say what you think the importance of the male role in the family is to you. What does that mean to you?
Well, the importance of the male role is it's very extreme. We've gone too long without understanding the importance of what men bring to the table. Men bring a number of things to the table. Men actually have 71 values. Fathers, life and death. When a father is in a child's life, it's early from birth to 9, the child gets to live longer. These are some of the things that men and fathers bring to the table. We have been throwing away this nutrient for years. And so it is very important. Our children need that more than we can even fathom. Because
Absolutely.
when you look at the children right now, what is missing? When you look at the boys right now, what is missing? When you look at society, what is everybody saying? Where are the
Men.
right? And so when with society saying that, what they're saying is they are not registering them in their minds, in their spirit, and in their visions. And so when you see men and they gather, the first thing you think is, oh, there goes some men, right? I wonder
Right.
what they're up to, right? And so what has happened is we allowed the system to separate us into two economies, her and his. And
Right.
his usually results in prison, death, you see what I'm saying? Funeral home. We're impacting the economy negatively, whereas we could be impacting the economy positively if we just value men better and men value themselves better. So men got to learn to respect themselves as well as everyone else in their path, but that usually takes another male teaching you that.
So that's good. I agree. So what would you say how do you think that would be able to be started? It's almost like it's because the way you explained it, it makes me think like, how you go in a house or something or whatever, like a hoarder's house, and you got to take everything out in order to get it back clean. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Right.
like, what do you think would be something to kind of like get that started? Like what would be the thing to spearhead that?
Well, really, it's going to take men really coming out of their comfort zone. A number of men are in their comfort zones, right? We use terms like staying out the way when you need to be in the way, right? We use terms like I'm gonna go over here and we just hustle, and with your take your hustle and make it a business and hire and train your people. Grab 10 boys and teach them that business and that idea and that concept, right? Build trust, show them respect. 2% in education. There's only 2% male involvement in education. Where are the men, right? Well, when you look up, just like I told you, they're either in the prison, the casket, right? Those are where your high numbers are at. Violent crime, too many run-ins with the judicial system. All of those things come from a lack of healthy parenting, especially the absent father. The absent father is vital. He needs to be present, even with men who have them and have custody of their kids, right, or are involved with their kids. The everyday in-house father is the most impactful male right now that is missing.
That's true. Yeah, I can see that. So
I disagree. I agree with them. Yeah, I agree with them. I think it's a deep discussion,
Yeah.
as to why, but I'm definitely in agreement with them.
So So Calvin, what do you think would be one of? I mean, like, what is one major thing that women can do to help with with establishing a positive path forward with this?
Well, that's a great question, but I think what has to happen is that we have to rediscover what it is to respect a man, and it usually starts with your son, right? And how you are disrespectful to the men or the son in your life, it shows up in everything. It's like you reap what you sow, right? If you sow in negativity, if you speak negatively about men,
Mm-hmm.
right? What kind of result is that going to bring you in your relationship,
Yes.
right? Right. And so you're automatically looking for. If everything you say is all men do is cheat, and we ignore the fact that that's a lie,
Right.
right? We're playing a victim, and we're giving excuses to our behavior. So one of the things I don't like about us culturally is a lot of times we just push the struggle, right? And if we asset frame,
What you
we are
mean?
doing some. What I mean by that, we're doing some very powerful things right now
Uh-huh.
as a culture.
Agreed.
We're up. He just said what he was doing and trying to create a movement to help.
Right.
That's somebody that's up, that wants to make a difference for his people,
Mm-hmm.
right? And too many times our conversation is about our problems and not about our successes. So
Wow.
Agreed.
our
Yes.
words, your words have power. So if every time and all day and all you do is see negative, be negative, that's you. You're the
Right.
one that's drawing the negative energy.
Th-
If that's a big piece to what's wrong in my book.
That's very true too. I just and just to piggyback off of what you saying, I wanted you to say that about as far as the woman's role in it. And the only thing that I could say is that just from my standpoint is I love to speak life into our men, and I often am like, just as of lately, I hear a lot of people tell me about it or whatever, or that they notice it, but it's just something that I've always felt like. We as the women, we are supposed to empower our men, and kind of stand behind them and support them in what they do. And also, with that being said, I think that you have to be able to accept direction from them as a woman. I think that that's very important. And from what I see, it looks like it's not that way anymore. And women use their power more so to be negatively manipulative in just the male, and it's showing. That's how I
Well,
see it.
well, just think about this. We got a term called boy bye,
Okay.
right?
Break it down. You get on my nerves. Go ahead.
Right? So you got a term called boy bye,
Boy,
right?
bye.
Right? So
Uh-huh.
what we're saying to a man, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we're saying to a man, that's a negative. That's like me calling you the B word, right?
Right.
Right?
Don't you say that. It's like, go
Calling a
ahead.
man boy,
Yeah.
right? Boy bye, right? That boy is something that is very harmful to black men. It's almost bad as the N word, because it, when you used to call us that, that's in our trauma, that's in our trigger,
Yeah, it's
and
status.
it's right, right.
It's the
So
status or the lack thereof.
That's
right.
true.
The other part is that mouth part where you say that. Those are poor parenting words. In other words, you're so used to parenting by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? That any male that comes into your life, this is a terminology that you picked up that's comfortable to say to a man. And
Right.
the problem with that is a man that has a vision, a man that has a direction, a man that wants to go someplace, a lot of times his relationship is with someone through his eyes and not through his heart. And because that relationship is through the eyes, when the man wants purpose or discovers purpose, it's very rare that the person he with is there to support him.
Wait, break that down. What?
He said it's very rare. I don't think it's rare.
You said it's rare.
Very rare.
It's rare that the person that he has is supporting him. Is that what you're saying?
Well, from what I gathered, he said
Wait.
that.
Okay, go ahead.
From what I gathered, he said that.
When a man,
Wait, your phone. What you say?
He got a good point.
You want me
You in the Bay Area.
That's for sure. He got a point.
Go ahead.
No,
you
I
want me
think
to say it again?
Yes. Say it for the people in the
Okay,
back.
what I'm saying is, usually when a man finds purpose,
Mm-hmm.
the person that he is with is not supposed to be, is not the person that will support his purpose. You have seen relationships break up daily when a man
Yes.
decides he wants to have purpose.
That is so true. That is so true.
Soon as he discovers that he has purpose, the person that usually that's what doesn't want to go through that walk. And that's another deterrent when we don't select properly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I just had a conversation similar to that today. Wow. I mean, go ahead. Go. What you got to say, Leandre?
I mean, I honestly, I put it on the man because I think it's our responsibility at the end of the day. Speaking as a man, we can't really control how a woman is going to be. All the swings, all the things that make her how she is. Like Calvin said earlier, I think the same way we expect a woman to more or less kind of adjust to us and submit and listen to us and, trust our counsel on some things, that I think we should do the same thing in return. I think a lot of times
He said submit.
I
I
agree.
think a lot of times
It's easier. Shit.
I think, again, Calvin said something earlier as well about how we were brought up. Certain things we were taught coming up, they hinder the relationships now, in my opinion. So I think the way to move forward to better that between a man and a woman in a relationship is to know that men and women both have to be submissive. And a lot of times men don't know. Women really, if you really listening to a woman, she gonna really help you out, man.
Yeah. But that's like he said, I think that's if you have the right one, because if she doesn't believe in the walk that you taking, you probably gonna have hell for a while until you make a decision.
That's true too. And to that, I think it's, as a man, you have to realize she's not the one, and then at that point you got a decision to make.
Exactly.
But it has to happen though.
That's very true.
If it doesn't happen, then it's just like.
I think the real keys that we ignore as men, and I agree with you, Leandre, that part of the real key is our own personal relationship with self and God. It is ultimately important that our relationship with self-respect, self-love, self-confidence, that our relationship with self allows us not to select from I, but from heart. A lot of times we select from the I. She got this, she look like that, she do this, she look like that, she might got a good hit on her, all of that, right? And right? And we'll be like, yeah. But then
that good hit could last a long time.
And then, right?
I can't stand y'all.
Right? And now you in a relationship with someone who doesn't have a relationship with God, that knows how to nurture your purpose. I think our biggest disconnect as people and everything is ourselves. Respecting, loving, and honoring ourselves. Making sure that the words that come out our mouths is not the lies. It's not the manifestation of lies. My mom, I was saying earlier, my mom used to say, the number one way you can find a liar is if his breath stinks.
Wow.
Right? Because the inside of a person rots from lying.
Oh my goodness.
Dumps the juice gut. Okay.
Wow.
That's good. That's good. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, I do think that it's definitely a lot of work, and you know, we have to do what it takes, because it just seems to me that this time in life, a lot of our people, especially our men, are becoming more conscious, and they are trying to do, you know, scramble to do something. I think that it's that, you know, the more they become united, like, you know, and just kind of work together and stuff, because it appears, and I'm only speaking from the outside looking in, because clearly I'm not a man, but it looks like, to me, it just seems like, you know, every individual male that I meet that's on this journey, they feel as though they own it by themselves. And as you can see, that's not the case, you know, and a lot of times, you know, we have been so trained to not trust each other that, you know, you don't even want to open up about it, you know, or you feel some type of way or something when you do go and try to talk about it or whatever. Like, what do you guys think about that? Like, what do you think could kind of combat that, or do you agree with, you know, with that? No.
Well, I think, again, that we need to learn to work together, learn that we need each other for sure to figure things out. I think a lot of the independent things, whether it's music or social media or love and hip hop, wherever it started, it's kind of like superficiality took over to me. It's kind of like,
you heard that, Calvin?
Yep.
Superficiality took over. That's true.
It seems that way because, you know, it seems like, you know, women, I don't know if they know what they want, but the things that they want don't seem like real things. It seems like the stuff they see on TV. So it's kind of unreasonable. So it's kind of tough. But again, working together, first off, if a man and a woman is together and the woman's putting them through a lot, you know, if he feels like that's the one for him and his heart is there, I think that he adjust and try to, you know, do his best to help her understand.
Yeah.
And listen to her as well. That's why I say, you know.
You know what? I just had an idea, not to cut you off. I think that because that's very true what you said about it being, you know, just like very superficial at this point, and it is spearheaded off of social media. I feel like social media is something that we're not going to be able to get rid of. But what I do think, and it just came on my spirit, is that as men, you guys can change the narrative. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
You know how we go on there and we put stuff about our cars, or put stuff about what we just ate or whatever, this and that. I think that I challenge our men to just go on there and change the narrative about manhood. You know, just different things
Challenge
about
accepted
manhood.
by the
Yeah, like
gentleman group, for sure.
exactly. Look, go live taking the garbage to the street. You know what I'm saying? Go live cutting grass or showing some boys how to do that. Or you know what I'm saying? Like you understand? Like, and I don't mean it just right there, but I'm saying, like, you know, even with talking and uplifting and empowering just the other men, because the women we own stilettos, we that damn high right now, and I'm serious. But I just feel like, you know, the men, if men start to speak life into each other. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that we don't really see.
It happens though.
Yeah.
It happens more than you would think.
No, I'm not saying that it doesn't. Okay. I'm just saying on social media you don't see it like that. Okay. So just like how we see twerk videos, we see people with shiny cars, we see, you know, everything else or whatever and stuff that we have that shows the superficial side of it. If we kind of change the narrative and speak life into each other, like, you know, and again, I think that iron sharpens iron. So if the men do it to, you know, then it will give, you know, it's kind of like taking the lead back. What you think, Calvin?
Well, so since you said all that, you not on my IG, and my IG.
Let me see. It slap.
Right.
Called you out.
That's gonna be changed today. I tell you
right.
that.
So you go to Emmy World _ It's just EMIY World _ Right.
Okay.
And right, you don't have an Emmy T-shirt. I done put product in 8 countries. Like, people don't have the brand because we use the money to do the work. So when you go to my Instagram, all of that is there.
Change
and not just my that one Instagram, My Good Fathers Only,
Uh-huh.
I launched the largest fatherhood store in the country. Nobody got more pieces on fatherhood than I do. Period.
Wow.
And so the narrative begins to shift, because what happens is that is because we didn't have a certain amount of things. Jealousy is on the table for men because they grow up in an environment where jealousy is
Hmm.
normal. You see what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's why a lot of our men are emotional in a lot of ways when uh because everyone validates. Now peep this one. Everyone validates mothers on Mother's Day,
Hmm.
and she could be the worst mom. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
But on
That part.
Father's Day, you don't. Every man pays a price for a few fathers that wasn't right. And
Yes.
in our culture, what we've done with My Good Fathers Only movement is we celebrate fatherhood in front of everybody. 11 straight years, we banged the Labor Day parade celebrating fatherhood right
I
with the
love it.
UAW and the union. But a lot of people still don't feel comfortable celebrating fatherhood because they've been conditioned to believe that only one parent represents value.
Right.
That is destructive, right, to the children. So if
Yes.
you are only valuing one parent and devaluing another parent, who do you have access to? The children. And where
Yes.
are our children at right now? Our children are at CPS. Our children are in foster care,
And
right?
juvenile
Juvenile. You see where our children are? We
and
have
on the
access.
corners.
While we talking shit
Hmm.
about a punk ass car.
Oh, that part. Oh, okay.
Right? But you trying to, what you telling me is the car has more value than the child. And
Hmm.
that's what we're teaching boys, that things have more value. So we risk our life. Now, Pete, this, we always talking about how black men don't die for black women. Black men die for black women every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
From love
Every day,
triangles.
right? Not just that, just across the board, right?
Sometimes
Yeah.
it be thought triangles. Ain't got
Right.
nothing to do with love.
Setup, you can call whatever. You can say setups, all that. You can go through
Yes.
all that, right?
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, 2 years ago, they literally, somebody came into the barbershop talking about somebody got hit for $60. See the value that we have on men. See,
Uh-huh.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
This has to be changed by us men, as DeAndre said, and me and Miles always talk about. If we don't look out for each other, like in our mentoring program, we're teaching unity.
Right.
We not waiting on nobody. We're not even asking for permission. I don't understand this
There
whole
we
I
go.
gotta ask somebody for permission to do any damn thing.
There we go.
Right?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Period. So,
That's
that's
true,
it.
and
I
I think
don't
that's
want
just
to
all
start
in the confidence and the like just the confidence that or the lack thereof that is there. And with that being said, let me just read this comment that Princess Echelon said. She said, "I am a firm believer that men should and supposed to be the head of the household, and women are the neck that keep the head strong and uplifted. That's what real women do." Now, with that being said, I agree, because from my upbringing, I was taught how to be or how to respect a man from the women. Like, my grandmother, like watching my grandmother and and my grandfather being together in they marriage, and how she was with him, how she handled him and things like that. And, even like my mom watching my aunts and, and stuff or whatever with their husbands.
Keyword.
I was able to see how to be, if it wasn't nothing but just to learn how to have respect for their, for the manhood or whatever. Like, I'm not masculine. I'm not a man, and there are roles. And if you want to feel, women always talk about how they want to feel, how, they want to be treated and they want to be loved and stuff. And I look at us like we cats. You know what I'm saying? I do. You know how finicky a cat is or whatever. Like they want to be pet when they want to be or whatever. And you have to have a certain mannerism for them. But at the same time, a cat displays a posture so that you want to be with them. Now you're not gonna deal with no mean ass cat. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the same way with women. You have to. I think that's taught. Like that's something that was taught, and I don't think it's really being taught now.
So not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
What about the flip of it, where the young lady grew up in a household where it was like not necessarily traumatizing, but it could be referred to as that, the abusive home. Yeah. Then you have them. And it's like that's a whole nother thing to deal with within a relationship.
That's the same thing with a male though. Like if a male if a young boy grew up in a house, and his father was absent and his mother ran niggas through all the time or whatever, and he was never able to be reared by that. Mm-hmm. And all he saw was his mama's role 24 hours, for the duration of the time. He just saw his mama's role in it or whatever. That can make a man grow up to be very resentful as well,
But take this one with that, right?
Go.
Add this to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I then become an adult. I look for the woman that I think mom was.
Yeah, you go look for a broken heifer and break her some more.
You said break her some more.
Yeah, shit, that's what they do.
They probably break each other though.
What exactly, yeah.
That's what they do.
And I be saying
because
this, people.
This is the example, and she still got celebrated.
Yeah,
she still gets celebrated.
She a victim and everything. So, what
do I look for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I think that we be. We have a lot of mouth and we go overboard when it comes to being a victim, baby. Yeah. Like I'm not even gonna lie.
At that point, you need to find a solution.
Yeah.
So here we go. I like that you said that. So I think moving forward, more or less, we need to know that we need each other.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, we need each other.
Absolutely, so
we need each other.
Yes. So I think
one another.
And I think sometimes in a relationship, it's not always the man that leads. Sometimes it may be a woman. You got to pick which one leads, I think. It just depends.
You said lead?
Yeah, lead. Because,
what you think about that, Calvin? Hold on. Scenario. You said what? Calvin, what you say?
I said it depends on the scenario. A woman doesn't necessarily really want to lead a man. She will do things in a leadership role.
Yeah.
She doesn't necessarily want to lead a man, because if a woman leads a man, she's going to eventually lose respect for him.
Yes.
Talk down. You see this all the time.
Yes.
And
say it.
And you will hear a woman say, if he's too soft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where she needs a man to be authoritative.
Yes.
In other words,
tell me what to do.
Right? Because she's gonna stand up, and if you be like,
you tell me what to do.
And it depends on the woman.
It does.
They always gonna test, right? They will always test, and they're testing to make sure that your testosterone is still in place.
Exactly. And I'm just saying, you go sit down. I said, okay. He told me what to do.
Some men don't have a lot of testosterone. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like, in those cases, it's kind of like, it's somebody for them guys too. I don't know. But like I say, I think we need each other. We need women's energy just as well as they need leadership, because sometimes they do go off track, women. And it's not bad. It's just that sometimes it happens. And I feel like we should be there to step in and try to keep the ship steady.
Yeah, we the proofreaders, but y'all write the rough draft. Y'all write it out. You know what I'm saying? But we the proofreaders. We'll tell you, like, you got to put a period right there. You got to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to do.
I'm with you.
Yeah, God put a lot of wisdom in men, and men who are in touch with themselves know that their wisdom will be listened to.
Mm-hmm. Calvin, we can't see you, Calvin.
Oh, you can't see me? Hold on. Let me
I can hear you though. I can feel you. I hear you.
But God put a lot of wisdom in the men, right?
Mm-hmm.
And men who are in touch and have a balance, a certain amount of self-peace, and God is able to use even more so. And so when he speaks, it carries.
Okay.
When I was on foolishness, she could never hear me. Right?
Wow, I just got that. I just got that. That's so
When I was
true.
on Foolishness, she could never hear me.
She couldn't hear
She couldn't
you.
because
Yeah.
right, she can't hear me because I'm completely away from what God is pouring into my system.
Yes.
I'm over here, and I'm over here, and I'm not lined up with God. So then,
Sheesh.
God, what's coming out of me is different.
Yeah.
And just like He said, we are truly, truly valuable together.
Mm-hmm.
That's the piece that we got to get to.
Mhm.
Women are elevating. Men are we are still doing some great things. But if we can match and elevate and match together, man, it would just be, you're starting to see more and more power couples, Black love, right? So we're doing a lot of good things,
Right.
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
And then, so we just have to be, like the brother Leandre said, like we just got to continue to raise that bar
Yep.
together.
Yeah.
And like you said, Calvin, I think it's happening. And I'm going to use
I'm
this.
excited.
I'm going to use this as a segue because that's what I wanted it to happen. So the Gentleman Group in 2021 is a prosperity brand where like-minded men and women come together to execute worthy goals. However that happens, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
But we come with resources, as men and women that collaborate together to make things happen, whether it's a business startup, whether it's a clothing line, T-shirt printing, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
There's resources, we need to pull them together. So the Gentleman Group in 2021 is that. The clothing line aspect is basically to influence change the same way we were talking about.
Okay.
Not the negativity, more or less the pushing forward. Different messages that we're probably going to put out on certain brands, certain lines, I should say, not brands, certain clothing lines that we release. We'll have promoting messages with collaboration, men and women, coming together, working together, communicating mainly.
Yeah. Just building community.
And then this is the last thing I want to touch on. Sometimes a man or a woman in a relationship don't know how to communicate properly what they want to say. So that's why I say it's important for men to listen to their women and feel them just to get that energy, because maybe she's pushing you for a different reason.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't know how to say it, but you got to just understand where she's coming from, because it may be pushing you to do something that you guys need to do for the family. And again, us listening to each other and working it out in that way instead of arguing, I think that pushes it.
I think that's a two-way street. Yeah, I agree. I think that both parties in that relationship we have to learn to listen more. You have to listen and communicate, like, even because and this has been on my spirit like the past couple of days, just that it's not about your feelings. Like, let's take your feelings off of this and let's deal with the facts. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's easy to catch feelings off of what somebody say. Hell, you could get mad off of how they said it.
Yes.
And it could be something that's very good or something that you needed, but it's just their delivery wasn't the best. And it's listen to what is being said first. And if you need other, more understanding of that, ask for it. I mean, we too old for ass whoopings. You could just ask.
People don't really ask anymore. You gotta ask if you don't understand.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, our time is kind of like winding down. Brother Man, did you have any closing remarks for us today? Calvin?
Did he drop that?
Okay, so Leandre, you can go. Did you have any closing remarks for us today? And also tell us where we can find you at and find your products.
Okay, well, you can find me everywhere because we omnipresent. No, but
This is sweet baby Jesus over here.
You can call it that. I ain't gonna be mad. So look, Instagram is Gentleman Group Everything.
Okay.
We're relaunching on April 16th.
Okay.
So
you got to come back and talk about that.
Definitely. Definitely. I was hoping you would say that. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Well, we got to cue Luke. You're supposed to have Luke already on standby.
He's so crazy.
Nah, but so on the 16th we're gonna roll out a few things. I'm secretive, so it's kind of like
that's fine.
But it's coming. So besides that, Gentleman Group Everything on Instagram, Facebook, Leandre Johnson. We have a business page, Gentleman Group LLC.
Okay.
And updates will be on Instagram mainly, Facebook as well. But we're gonna do a lot of rolling out on Instagram.
Cool. That's dope.
And everybody, hey, listen. The topic is men and women sticking together. So we're going to push for that 2021 and beyond.
Yes. Let's
Even
stick
if you're
together.
fighting, man, just after it's over with, just stick
Don't
back
go to
together.
bed mad. Hell, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Calvin, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you have any closing remarks, sir? And also tell the people where they can find you and your products.
So
He sound like he got a song.
That's
and dance.
Mr. Brown Liquor. Go.
First of all,
Mhm.
you can follow me on Facebook. You can go to Encourage Me I'm Young. You got the Instagram, IGEmmyWorld.com, IG Good Fathers Only, IG WeStandWithGod.com, 3 stores, 2 nonprofits, and a business group, the Business Shower Network. You can find us on Facebook, IG, and go to my website, EmmyWorld.com. We're about to launch a national capital campaign to build our own empowerment center. We kind of launched it today on 9:10 a.m. and more to come for that. And support. Get you a T-shirt. Get you a Win As One Detroit T-shirt. Get you a Encourage Me I'm Young. Get you a I'm Possible. I'm right with Leandre. Paint the picture of positivity in the gear, the T-shirts, the hats, the hoodies, and the messaging, and keep changing and pushing. So that's what we've been doing. And in May it'll be 14 years, and May 1st we putting up another Smash Suicide billboard to bring recognition that Black Boys 5 to 11 are number one. So support us. Every time you purchase one of our pieces, it goes toward mentoring and building and our awarenesses.
There we go.
That is so dope. I'm geeked. I know you. I know him, y'all.
I'm going to follow you too, Calvin, for sure, man. I hope we can connect.
I got you back, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm so excited. Well, thank you guys. Thank y'all so much really for that talk. I'm glad that we were able to be transparent today, and just get on here and just, take one more step into the right direction for our movement. Like I just want to say that I'm so proud of you guys. And if there's anything that I can do, always I'm here, like seriously. And
okay, that's great. We appreciate it.
I'm pretty sure this conversation is going to be a volume 2 one day or something. We're gonna have to
right out of my head, I swear.
We probably gonna have to give touch back on this again at another time.
And I do appreciate you, Fifi,
Aw,
for inviting me.
thank
Nicole,
you.
I'm gonna talk to you later. She told me yesterday about this. I'm like, okay.
Thank you.
There she goes.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, our time is pretty much running out. You guys can find me, of course, right here every morning on the Rise and Grind Morning Show at 9 a.m. on Podcastic with Miles and DJ Boog. And on social media, I am on Instagram and Facebook at Ms. Fifi the Plug, MZFEFE the Plug. And in the meantime, y'all continue to love on each other. Let's speak life into each other. And just, be good, like be happy,
man.
And let's move in a positive path forward. Damn the negativity, because it ain't getting you far. Okay.
Yes,
with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of The Pink Part. This your girl, Miss Fifi the Plug. I want y'all to have an awesome week. Peace out.